In today's video, we will analyze a gameplay featuring the advanced variation of the comp centered around the Kaisa Carry. Before we delve in, if you missed our breakdown analysis of how to play this comp, you can find the link in the description below. Now, let's examine the build layout. Our final board will feature 4 trickshot units, with Kaisa as the primary carry in the backline, complemented by 4 bruisers with Galio leading the front as tanks. This final board can vary based on available emblems and items. Let's break down everything you need to know about this comp with reference to one of my gameplay. The first augment that I opted for this game was Raining Gold, an economy-based augment providing a decent start. Let's outline when to consider this comp. If you encounter any trickshot or bruiser-based augments or emblems. If you obtain an early Kaisa. If you get a strong trickshot with a bruiser opener. Now let's see the early game strategy. Make sure to level up to 4 in the 2-to-1 round and play around Story Weaver, trickshot, or bruiser. Pre-leveling has a higher probability of 2 cost and 3 cost units showing up early. Use Garen as an early tank item holder, and while selecting Kale's ability, we can also opt for the green variation as the red one was slightly nerfed now. Moving into the mid-game, keep adding trickshot units, increasing the probability of getting augments based on trickshots. We have to get to level 6 in 3-to-2 round to increase the probability of getting early 3 cost units. Make sure to have a solid frontline, as we just need our backline to get stacked. Bard will be our item holder for Kaisa during the mid-game. Now let's get back to the gameplay to see how I managed to hit this comp. I started off by making a tank item, a gargoyle stone plate. Then, in order to make a Ginsa's Rage Blade, I picked a rod from the 2-to-4 carousel, and as I got a few Story Weaver units, I activated the trait. As already mentioned, we can also opt for the green version of Kale, but here I opted for the speed variation. With an early loss streak, I had a solid economy. From the 2-to-7 monster round, I got a champion duplicator. I crafted my first backline item as Ginsa's Rage Blade. For my second augment, I picked the Inspiring Epitaph, which provides a bonus health shield to nearby allies when a unit dies. By 3-to-5 round, I moved to level 7, with active 5 Story Weaver synergy. In the next encounter, Caitlyn granted a few free rerolls. Yone Carry is pretty strong in the early game, thus it prevented me from getting into a winning streak early on. For my third augment, I opted for the new Recruit, which gives me a champion duplicator along with a tactician's crown. Let's see what are the other ideal augment choices to play this comp. Augments such as Blistering Strikes, Healing Orbs, Unified Resistance, Lucky Ricochet, You Have My Sword, Raining Gold, New Recruit, Overwhelming Force, and Level Up are all great choices. After my augment selection, I moved to level 8 and acquired my first copy of Galio. After a brief reroll, I got my first Kaisa too. In the next encounter, Kain granted a temporary Death Blade and a Death Cap. In the following round, I activated our required 4 bruiser for trickshot synergy. My HP was down to 35, and to strengthen my board, I rerolled, through which a few of my units became 2 stars. I used my first champion duplicator to 2-star my Kaisa. Still, against another Senna reroll board, I lost a round. I had to complete my defense items to provide more time for my trickshot units. As we touched upon the itemization topic, let's have a deeper look at it. For Kaisa, focus on items like Ginsa's Rage Blade, Death Blade, Last Whisper, Spear of Shojin, Giant Slayer, or an Infinity Edge. A secondary carry can be Xayah with the same items. In case we get frontline-based items such as Bloodthirster, Titan's Resolve, and Ionic Spark, then Silas is a great holder of them. For tanks, items such as Redemption, Dragon's Claw, Bramble Vest, Gargoyle Stoneplate, Crown Guard, and Steadfast Heart are ideal ones, which can be given to Galio. We also will be getting the Ink Shadow trait active in this comp, providing us with a tattoo item. Tattoo of Bombardment or Tattoo of Fury can be given to Kaisa, while Udur can have Tattoo of Force or Tattoo of Protection. Now let's get back to the gameplay. In the 4-to-4 carousel, I picked Lysandra with a vest. I also added Lysandra into the comp as it had the Exalted trait in this game, granting us a few bonus damage. I completed my tank items for Galio with a Protector's Vow. Kaisa was dealing decent damage. Then at 5-to-1 round, I moved to level 9. I activated the Ink Shadow trait for an additional tattoo item. After a few wins while rerolling for Xayah, I got more copies of Galio. That's when I decided to max him out. probably just another copy of him needed as I had a champion duplicator. With another win, I got into the top 4. From the 5 to 4 carousel, I picked an Infinity Edge for Kaisa. In the following round, I lost against the Senna reroll opponent. In the next encounter, Kindred offered a temporary item from which I chose a Steadfast Heart. And there comes my required copy of Galio. I maxed him out using the champion duplicator. Now Galio himself is doing more damage than Kaisa. Just 2 more players left in the lobby now, with my opponent having 91 HP and a hot win streak. This time the Senna reroll opponent stood no chance against our maxed Galio. After getting consecutive losses, the opponent surrendered and I got the top position. I also reached Master using this comp, proving how dominant it has been in these lobbies. It is all about flexibility in the final stages along with positioning separating us from an average player. That brings us to the end of this video. Hope you have learned something new, and do try it out and let us know in the comments. For more gameplay analysis, subscribe to our channel, Item Swap.